Hi everybody, Kyriakos Iliadis here. Just got out of a meeting now with somebody who came to see me, and like I've always said, I talk about things that are happening to me during the course of the day or it's just happened. So I had a guy come and see me, very, very depressed. He says, Kyriako, I don't know why I'm struggling with my business. I said to him, okay, let's go through these things. And he says, you know what? I get on very well with people. My service is good. I know my customers by their names. He says to me, I know their families. I know what they like to shop. I said to him, but we call those people skills. The thing is, can you close? That is now the answer. Because at the end of the day, what does most people want to do? They want to be popular. They want everybody to know them by their names, and they want to know them by their names, and everybody must say, oh, what a nice guy this is. That doesn't mean it's actually going to close the deal. So, at the end of the day, you got to decide, are you a people pleaser? Are you a closer? So, there is a right way and there's a wrong way. You should always know the people. You should know them by their names, and that's good to understand that. But can you close? That is the ultimate thing at the end of the day in sales. Customer comes in, can you close? The majority of people do not know how to close. The client has already come in and decided on what he's going to actually buy. So the salesperson thinks he's a good salesperson. No, because the client had already decided what he wanted. I walk into a shop. I'm very sure that and clear in my mind, I want to buy a camera and I know which type of camera. I go there, the guy shows me one or two, I choose that one or that one. But I already had made a decision that I was going to buy a camera. Doesn't mean that you're a good salesperson. So what I'm saying at the end of the day is, be careful between a people pleaser and a closer. Because the majority of people in sales do not know how to close. And that is a fact. So when you go, people are saying resources. I don't have money to pump into my business. I'm struggling to buy vehicles. I'm struggling to sell this product. What is it all? You don't know how to close. There's always money around you. There's always resources around you. You find everything because there's always somebody else who has everything. Can you convince that person to invest in you, to buy from you? That is a closer. So most people are so worried what the next person is going to say about them and think about them and that they don't really know how to close. We have a very big problem in today's society. People are scared to communicate with one another. You go to a restaurant, you see everybody's on their cell phones. You go and you look at a family. There sits 4 people, no one's talking. Everybody's on their cell phone. You have to contact somebody. When somebody has to contact somebody, the first thing is, let me send them a WhatsApp or let me send them a message. No one picks up the phone. Everybody seems to be so scared of that interaction. But then you do not know how to close. That's the biggest problem we have today. People have fear in interacting with other people. We've become so used to social media communications through Facebook, through Instagram, through WhatsApp, that we don't talk to each other. It flabbergasts me when I go to a restaurant and I see a family and everybody's on their cell phones. Where are we going? Why go out? So that is how we're going in today's society. People are scared to interact with each other. That's why we don't have a lot of good closers. Now, I mentioned in one of my other clips that I get now around about 5, today it was 6, a day of people asking me to, guys don't communicate, they're doing in messages. I don't even bother when a person I've never met is communicating through messaging, he's lost me. There's no way. So most people want to do an email. They want to they want to do through WhatsApps, Facebooks, and that. You're going to struggle to become a closer. Yes, you're a people pleaser. Yes, at the end of the day, you want everybody to like you. You want everybody to know that you know them and their families. That ain't going to close the deals. You need to learn how to close. Now, in all types of businesses, you can actually go and have a look. The biggest struggling in most businesses, there aren't people who know how to close. They are not educated enough. So that means they don't educate themselves enough, give themselves enough confidence to become good closers. You have to learn how to close. And in today's time, that's how it's actually happening. Everybody wants to grab the telephone. People do not want to interact. And that is why we are starting to see more and more businesses struggling, more and more people. People have fights in a relationship. They don't know how to talk to each other, so they WhatsApp each other and to try and get this problem sorted out before they go home, that they need to communicate. So my advice, and I had it today, is learn to communicate. Learn how to be a closer. If you do not know how to close, you will struggle. And that is across the board. We see it day after day after day. People don't know how to close. I will go into a dealership, into a furniture store, and I will ask questions, and the people will back up because they don't know how to answer, because they don't like what I have to say. I've got somebody the other day. He's trying to sell me something, and since I asked him some questions, which is a part of accountability, he wants to communicate only through emails and WhatsApp. The chances I'm going to do business with him is naught. There's no way. So he can't close me. He can't interact with me. And that is why majority of businesses are struggling, because they don't know how to close. Learn how to close. I go and I see a guy at a gym, and he says, "Oh, I'm doing exceptionally well. I've signed so many contracts." And I say to him, "But how many clients did you go and find?" "Oh, no, these are people that have come to me." So they already had made their minds up that they're going to join. So what are you telling me how good you are? What happens when everyone is joined? What are you going to do then? You're going to look for another job, because you're not going to make the money. So learn how to close. And that is how you will actually get your business to the next level. If you do not know how to close, get people that do know how to close. There's no shame in going and asking for help, because at the end of the day, if you do not know, there's only one way, and that is to go and ask. Educate yourself. Everybody wants to communicate through WhatsApps, emails, and people do not want to communicate through a telephone or a face-to-face. They hate the confrontation. And, at the end of the day, all the resources are always available. You're struggling in your business. If you're a good closer, you will find the resources for your business. If you need more sales, if you're a good closer, you will get those sales. So you need to learn how to close. I see organizations, committees, school committees, always trying to raise money, and they always say, we didn't reach our budget and that. But what they're doing, they just go with a piece of paper, and people must say, no, close, learn to close. Your whole life, you're going to have to learn how to close in one way or another. The problem is, do you allow the new way of communications with the cell phones and the WhatsApps to be the way that you're going to close? You're going to struggle, because majority of businesses need a closer. There are certain businesses that you do communicate through emails and that's fine. There is. But there's always going to be a level that needs to have a closer. So what I am saying is learn how to close. I'll give you an example. I was driving the other day and they phoned me and they say to me, we are selling insurance. So the guy doesn't even allow me to talk. He's just going at it. So I'm letting him talk. And he says, yeah, we can look after your car and, it's theft and we are the cheapest and all. And he's carrying on like that. So as soon as he's finished, I said to him, oh, sorry, I don't have a car. Boom. He put down the phone. Now, firstly, that's a very bad way of doing business, because if that company has to phone me again, I won't even take the call, because I blame the company because they never educated the person correctly. He should never have been in that position because he was not a good closer. He needed first to be taught and then to be put on the phone. But as soon as I said, so I don't have a car, he put down the phone, because that was the reaction I wanted to see what was going to happen. So that is what I'm trying to say. Most people, if they don't like what they hear, boom, they put down the phone because they don't want that confrontation. They don't want to speak to the person. Learn to close. And if you know how to close, things are going to start to happen. If you've got a business and you are struggling, resources are all around you. Learn how to be a closer, and you will find you need to convince people, you need to be able to close why they should invest in you, why they should be doing this. And that is how you become a good closer. We can sit and we can complain all day, or we can just stand up and go and fix the problem. And there's all of us have the potential for greatness, and we say this all the time. Are you prepared to get to your potential? Cheers, everybody, and please don't forget to press like and subscribe on our YouTube channel and follow us on our Instagram. And thanks very much. Cheers, bye-bye. Bye.